Well, Coach, we're off to UAB this weekend, Middle Tennessee. Let's go back to last weekend. 3 games, late leads or ties, as we were talking about, and just couldn't find a way to finish it off.
You know, we've been competitive just about every game, you know, in conference play outside of a couple, 2 or 3. Like you alluded to, we had leads in every one of the games against a team, you know, that's an older, experienced team that's leading our league right now.
Right.
And we just need to get better. You know, close isn't good enough. We talked about that a lot. That's not the standard that we want for our program. It's not what we're used to. With that being said, you know, our young guys are getting a lot of experience now. We got a lot of guys getting a lot of experience. We've got multiple guys that are pitching in roles that they haven't ever pitched in before.
Right.
A lot of guys have been starters, obviously, in high school or junior college that now we're having to adjust some roles. A lot of position players that are maybe playing positions that they have never played before, trying to, again, to best manage our roster at this point in time. And when you're asking kids to do that, and then they're having to play against elite level competition, it's pretty difficult
Right.
sometimes. But again, we had a pretty good practice yesterday. We're going to try to do everything we can to get on the bus today and drive right to UAB and get a practice in today. The practice time is critical for us. And again, you know, just try to show up and do the best we can that day and continue to try to make improvement with as many guys as possible.
Have you seen us getting better and making improvements from February to where we are now?
I think we've gotten better, but you know, at times we take a couple steps forward and then
Right.
we take a step or 2 back.
Right.
And we take a step forward and maybe a couple steps back. And again, it's gonna be a very difficult weekend for us. Again, we know that. You know, we haven't been to UAB since we were in Conference USA the first time, so kind of looking forward to getting back down there and playing again with that, history, you know, playing UAB from many years ago. So, you know, again, just trying to make progress every day. We're trying to be patient, but at the same time, and I can't overemphasize this enough, the bar is still very high here,
Right.
and we're not going to lower the standards. We're not going to expect less out of our guys just because they're young or inexperienced or whatever. We need to show up and we need to get better and we need to play and we need to learn how to not only start games like we have, you know, for the most part here lately, but we got to learn how to finish games off.
Tuesday against Wake Forest, we responded to their big inning with a run. We seemed to hit the ball hard a lot of times, just right at somebody. Those part of the improvements that you like to see?
It's part of it, and you know, we had a bad inning there, and we didn't do a very good job managing that inning, whether it be, you know, pitching wise or position player wise defensively, and you know, it's just it is what it is with that game situation, and it's hard for us to play uphill right now. We
Right.
just can't really get in a situation where we're down 3 or 4 or 5 runs because. When you're facing a team like Wake Forest that has some pitching depth that can change looks out of the bullpen like they did, it makes it difficult.
Looking at the freshmen, some of the younger guys, high school seasons, they don't play a lot of games, this many, this late in the year. Do you do anything different with them as far as, you know, getting them through the season? Do you see any issues with it?
Well, it's hard, and again, I'm not going to say that it's easy. There's a variety of things
Right.
that come into play. So, without making this into an hour-long show, again, trying to continue to teach our guys what you have to do to have a chance to play at this level. And you know, not everybody can.
Right.
You know, not everybody has the physical ability or the mental ability or the work ethic or the toughness that you have to play at the level that we're accustomed to playing at. And I think that some guys are learning kind of the hard way of what this is really all about and what we've all signed up for. With that being said, I'm going to say it for the 100th time, we are not going to lower the standards. We continue to expect a lot in practice. We push them in practice. We're going to push guys in pregame to do the right thing. We're going to push guys tonight when we get to UAB later tonight in practice to do things the right way. And again, we would expect to be successful this weekend against a good team on the road.
Final question, I was going to say, UAB, we saw bring a lot of good pitching last year here, and we expect more down there this weekend. What's the key to try to knock them off?
They do a good job, and they're going to be around the strike zone. They're going to pitch at a high level. They're going to move around and play defense, and they're very opportunistic offensively. And if you get in a situation where you don't pitch very well, they're capable of scoring a lot of runs. So they play a quality non-conference schedule. They show up and compete every day, and again, it's another program we have a lot of respect for. We see those type of programs, week in and week out with our league situation. So, just looking forward to getting down there and having a chance to compete against another very good Conference USA program.